And let's start with our morning. What happens when everything just seems on top of your head as you're getting out in the morning?
On top of your head.
On top of my head,
Oh,
pushing down,
stress.
squeezing.
What are the words? Stress, anxiety, overwhelm, so many things to do. What else?
I will share a very funny one.
Okay.
Giant bus. I'm going this way, bus going this way. I stopped at the red light, but the bus made a left-hand turn. And what was the advertisement on the bus? The bus made a left-hand turn on a red light, and it's a side advertisement for an attorney for accidents.
Oh my
It
goodness.
just doesn't get better than that.
Oh,
Anyway, I can laugh about it now. I was a little tense in the car, but I'm going to turn it over
so,
to our
so
CEO to help us reset.
got it. Part of that is I'm in a hurry, right? And I made promises. I was going to be on time. I'm going to be late. Oh my goodness, the world is going to judge me, or at least the people in the group or the room. And so I don't want to make a habit on that. People will look at me sideways, all the things. So anyway, welcome to JQ Edge. This is our daily check-in, Dr. Brian and myself. And I'm excited to share something today. So I have a question for you. Do you believe that the stories that we tell ourselves matter?
Of course.
Okay, so every morning when we wake up in the morning, we have an opportunity to tell ourselves a new story. So I'd like to ask a couple of questions. So when you wake up in the morning, what's the story you tell yourself about what the day is going to look like? So just think about that a minute. What's the first thoughts that are coming to mind? So you don't take time. Most of us just rush out and get to the next thing. What's the story you tell yourself about your health? What's some of the repetitive things that are going on? And what's the story that we tell ourselves about our abundance or wealth or money coming in, right? Cyclical. We've kind of been sort of trapped into those same neural pathways going down. So let me ask all of you. So if you're wanting to tap into what we're calling joy intelligence, which is working, I've been doing this for years now, and I know how to reprogram and command my mind, aka using my emotions, to get on the right track first thing in the morning. So the stories we tell ourselves. So what is one story we can tell ourselves about our morning, about how the morning is going to go? So when you wake up every day, I say, before I move an ounce of flesh, I ask myself to check in with where I am. I don't have flashbacks about yesterday and all the things that went wrong. I simply do sit, take a deep breath, think about where I am in the moment. I'm lucky to be alive today. I'm taking a fresh breath of air. I feel the sunshine coming into the room, right? And then feel that in your body. So that moment. So tell me, an experience that you have in the morning that puts you on the right track, Dr. Brian?
I wake up and I've been practicing this for years is do a deep breath reset. And it's just as simple as before I jump out of the bed, it's
Mm.
hold it and breathe out. And we know, so those of you that are scientists and are logisticians, we want to, okay, don't
Sorry.
worry about my head.
I
I'll
see.
duck. And so we know that changes the blood flow to your brain. So those of you with any doubts or worries, we can send you all the studies, but I'd like you just to think about the easy people, JOYELY and Sherilyn, who's been doing the research now for 20 years, and Brian Tracy and Tony Robbins and all that. Just do that reset. Important to know, and this is where I'd love your advice, when you reset yourself, you're able to focus on what you need or want. So I tell myself, I'm going to have a great day. Things will evolve or progress as needed. As long as I give my best effort, then things will get resolved at some point. What's out of my control, I've learned to not get totally upset. Although this morning that didn't work because we had uh,
Kids.
grandson lost his tooth,
That
dog got
happens.
locked outside.
Mm-hmm.
I have a corgi who's as big as my arm, would not
Mm-hmm.
let the big dog
Mm-hmm.
in,
Mm-hmm.
which was hysterical to me.
Mm-hmm.
But and then it just started cascading, and my first thought is, I got to get to the office to do this wonderful show. How do we reset then?
Yes,
Because then it's a runaway train for me.
it absolutely is. And you're not any different from all the executive moms or the busy moms at home with 500 things to do, or a boss or a team leader that has a million things on your list to get done for, stockholders and all the things. Everybody's in the same place when it comes to that. So all I can say is joy intelligence, rewiring or resetting, if you will, if that's the word you like to do, your neural pathways doesn't happen overnight. So the fact that you are chaotic, it just is. It just is for the day, right? And so you get to keep on going. Say if so the mastery of this is your emotions, right? To absolutely cease control or cease the moment and take control of your emotions, because if you look around at your life and you're not okay with what's going on, it's because your emotions have led the charge all these years. And so this is an opportunity. I swear to you, if you can just take this, the truth of this, right? Which is to start telling yourself the truth. The truth is my mornings aren't always so great. And so what? Right? So what? We get to get up tomorrow and do the same thing. So I just want to finish this. The next one is your health. What do we tell ourselves about our health? So for years, I'm like, I hate going to the gym. I'm not going to eat good food. I didn't drink enough water, all the things, right? And so now I wake up going, I did drink enough water yesterday. And yes, I had some chocolate. And look, I'm still here and all of the things, right? And so I start saying, if I could just get into a little routine and do, 10 minutes of weightlifting or a 30-minute walk, whatever that is for you, if everyone could just do one little thing to check the box for success. And then wealth or abundance. What's the story we wake up in the morning and tell ourselves typically for wealth and abundance? What's the typical response for most people in the world?
We focus on lack and
Mhm.
what we don't have
Mhm.
rather than, and I learned this a couple of years ago. Here's a quick trick for you. I'm a money magnet. Money is attracted to me, and I find money. People and organizations want to give me money. Simple example, and I've taught this to my kids and grandkids. You're walking down the street and you see a dollar bill, pick it up. Don't walk by. I mean, I'll look around and see if anybody's around. Maybe they dropped it, but pick up money when you find it. Money is attracted to me. It's a simple thing, but it creates a new habit over time and it rewires your belief system. And that's what we want to emphasize is when you create these new habits. And what Cheryl said is what attracted me to Joyly and the JQ Edge is take charge of your emotions. Don't let the runaway train go because I have chaotic mornings. I am not chaotic. I am different from my feelings. I have my own personality and wherewithal. My emotions are temporary. And when we take charge of our responses, people respond differently.
Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. And I just want to emphasize the stories that we tell ourselves as kind of what the focus of today's conversation was. It's not necessarily about resetting. It's like the truth of the matter is we live in a house. We probably have a roof over our head. We ate dinner yesterday, right? So if we want to say I'm in lack and I'm broke and I'll never get there and I'm never going to have a breakthrough, which I've done for many years. And now the opportunity to say, I have so much wealth around me. I have so many relationships. We are literally 1 degree away from any single thing that we want. So the point of today's story, I just want to tell you is this, is to master the simple truth of telling yourself the story that you want versus the one that you don't want. So starting with first thing in the morning, a chair of joy, lunchtime, chair of joy, evening, chair of joy. And in fact, the people who are really good at joy intelligence are doing the chair of joy 15 to 20 times a day. So before you get on a phone call, while you're at the bus stop, when you're at the intersection and somebody's going crazy, it's the perfect time to go sit, breathe, think, feel. So
Wait,
yes.
just so people are clear,
Hmm.
we can do the chair of joy
Hmm.
when you're not in this big white chair. It's wherever you can
Yes.
sit, but the reason to sit is
Yes.
it tells your brain something else is going on. Now
Yes.
you could do it if you're standing, of course, but those 4 steps again are
Sit, breathe, think, feel. And the whole concept of joy intelligence is based on the three pillars, right? Safety, presence, and joy. We talk about that sort of intertwining. We get much deeper into it when we get into the conversations, when we go into the hospitals and corporations, and when we talk to moms and all the things. You know, this takes practice. It's fun. It's not overnight success, but it does happen very, very quickly. So safety, presence, and joy. So when look at the world. It doesn't feel safe for a lot of people, right? We talked about this yesterday. So when we're driving or we're ready to go into a meeting and your boss is coming at you hard, you don't feel safe, right? So maybe this isn't the time or the place to have that conversation, but it's something to talk about later. So, and if you're the boss and you're coming in hot, like I do a lot, like why they're we've got all these projects, but we didn't check all the boxes. And so, we have to train ourselves to tell ourselves that it is absolutely happening on time and in the exact moment it's supposed to, with the amounts of safety, presence, and joy that we allow. So it's exciting, Brian. Dr. Brian, this is so exciting to watch the change in people. And in fact, it is the opportunity for us to know that our emotions are supporting us, right? So that so when you have an emotion about the bus, what's the emotion? Like, why was she thinking that? Or what did she take that turn for? What went through your mind about that? Tell me.
I'd be 25 minutes late if a car went through the intersection thinking they had a green light because they would have cross-sectioned with the bus.
Right.
And then my second thought was, not to be judgmental, but who gave that person a driver's license?
Okay. So with joy intelligence, if you could reset and go, sit, take a deep breath. Where's your chair of joy is Laguna Beach, right on the
Right.
beach? Sit, take a deep breath, think about that. And just let her be or let him be, whatever it is. Think about, the day ahead or the moment that you had with your kids, the grandkids this morning, whatever, and feel that in your body. And then you don't know what that person has gone through so far in the morning, right? So the story is no matter what happens between me and when I get to wherever I'm going, the fact that we're all safe at the end of the day is truly the only thing that matters. So if that makes sense, shall we do a chair of joy?
Sure, we have a couple minutes left.
We do. Would you like to add something before I do that?
Just that when the hubbub happens,
Above.
hubbub, or
I love it.
people are in cahoots, which is a technical term, feeling that they're against you, you are in charge of you and your responses. And when you make that a habit, everything changes positively.
Yes.
Your interactions with others change. Let them do what they're going to do. You have your plan. As long as you're being responsible, ethical, you're not jumping down people's throats. When you're in control of your responses, people are going to do what you can do. When you let go of that, there's a lot less stress.
Yes.
And that brings clarity in thinking. All right, chair of joy, let's do it.
And again, to be in control of your responses, which I like that terminology, but you have to remember life goes so fast that there is no time. The stimulus and the response are instant. So it's our job to train our brains to do what we're about to do, which is like, hold up, chair of joy, literally 10 or 15 seconds.
Yes.
And then the response can be what you actually want versus what comes automatic.
And tomorrow morning, we're going to talk about Dr. G's talk that he did at the JQ 60s Voices and tell you what really happens in the brain and the intersection of emotions and why he's doing clinical trials for mental health therapy in Santa Ana, California.
All right, we've got 1 minute for a chair of joy. We couldn't ask for any more time than that. So sit in a chair of joy. We already did one kind of. Wherever that is for you. If you're driving, just imagine yourself under a tree, maybe. Take a deep breath in. Under a full moon, take a deep breath in. Breathe in steadiness, control, opportunity, peace, just a smoothness of the day. And exhale. Anything that's troubling or needy or isn't safe or present. One more deep breath in. Hold it the longer you can hold it, and at the top of your breath, the longer you can hold it. Maybe put your shoulders back. The easier it is to just let go all of the troubles of anxiety. And then step 3, think about a moment of joy today. What's coming up? What's coming up for you guys? What's coming up, Dr. Brian?
We have 4, count them, 4 exciting Zoom sessions and one in-person meeting to share what we have to offer and hear if it's right for them.
Absolutely.
So we're
The
super
last step
excited.
is to feel that in your body. So wiggle your toes, Move the energy up to your knees, up to your chest, your thigh, your arms, your head, and roll your neck all the way around. And
And
remember, the energy's a little funky right now, right? It's a full moon. So just give yourselves a pat on your back and don't be so difficult.
one more quick thought, your one conversation, one emotion of being in control away from getting what you need or want.
See you tomorrow.